This is a Mets Willets Point bound 7 local train. The next and last stop is Mets Willets Point.
Closing doors, please.
Tuning in to Be the Mets Banter. On this edition, I have a very special guest. Special in the sense that what he brings to the Instagram game as far as the vintage Mets gear goes, it's been unmatched. I haven't seen anything like this. I started following the brother roughly about a year ago when I saw his fly shit on Instagram, and we've been in contact here and there. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Carlos, or better known as Los, or Vintage Mets Gear. Welcome, brother.
Going on, brother? Thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me on, man.
Oh man, no doubt, no doubt. As you know in the chat, as we've been talking already, like your message, like your ideals of Mets baseball, they go exactly in tune with how I feel, and like as we were talking about earlier with Luis Rojas, I'm gonna be honest with you, and you know this because we follow each other back and forth. I wasn't a big fan of his like when the season started because I said I didn't want a manager that was going to be doing on-the-job training. That was my beef. Right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that I didn't think that, well, in a sense, I did think he was incapable of managing at this level because it's the on-the-job training. But from what I've seen, he's taken leaps and bounds. You know what I'm saying? You can see he's adjusting to doing things differently than what he was doing in the minor leagues. And you can see he's tailoring his managing style to the major league speed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Rojas is, he's groomed a lot of these players, whether they hurt or still playing, but he's groomed a lot of these players, as they were coming up. So, even as a parent, when you speak to your kids as they grow up, you speak to them and you treat them a different way when they're 2 and 3 than you do when they're 7 and 8.
Right.
I mean, so he's growing into being a manager, and I feel like people should, when I first got him, I guess I ain't gonna lie, I wanted Beltran.
Yes.
Beltran, but my second I wanted was Rojas.
Okay.
Based on his family tree and his experience in the minors and dealing with these players that we already have. And when the Beltran joint fell through, I was like, man, we're gonna be in good hands. And 2020 was a shortened season. I don't think we've seen what we, his best as a manager.
Right.
And yeah. With all these injuries that we have, I feel like he's showing that, he could win with the Syracuse Mets, with the Binghamton Mets.
That's what I'm saying, man.
St. Lucie Mets, he's making it happen under a lot of like
duress
to not work with.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
To not work with.
And it's like I said, bro, I was one of the doubters. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I'm not the dude. I'm gonna sit here and be like, oh, I know everything. No one knows everything. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, what I saw from the first 60 games from 2020 and the little portion to start the season, it was granted. Injuries were happening. Things like that were happening. Stuff that we really don't see from our side as fans. What he has to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And the job he's done with what he has right now for the Mets to be where they are, it's impressive, man. You gotta tip your cap, man. You definitely gotta tip your cap.
Gotta tip your cap. He he's got us 3.5 games up to deal with getting a superstar like Lindor, right?
Right.
To deal with that pressure, to deal with all the injuries that we've dealt with, to deal with like people scrapping in the dugouts, a raccoon in the dugout, like that's and being so young.
Yes.
It's
a good thing, man. It's definitely, the team is definitely headed in the right direction. Given the current situation of the Mets and the roster, how it's been depleted from injuries and then the setbacks that we've had from the prior injuries before the season started, like Syndergaard and Carrasco. I wanted to ask you a question before we get started, before we do anything. Before we do anything, do you have a message for Mets fans who go out and attack player families?
That's whack. That's 100% whack. I don't agree with no kind of like internet trolling or internet like beefing with people or like going at people's families. Don't go after nobody's family, man. Especially these people would not do this to these people in person. They would not do this to Yamamoto if they seen him in person, to Stroh if they seen him in person. You know, a lot of people just have like courage over the internet. It's disrespectful, it's tasteless, it's nasty, and it's embarrassing to to have those kind of people claim they're fans of the team. For real.
For real, for real. Word up. I feel the same exact way. It's cowardly. The keyboard gangster. People got to start checking them. It's not.
Cowardly
it's something
is
and
a
it
big
gives
word.
it gives us a bad look as a fan base too, because it's like, is that what y'all really doing up there in New York? And that's not the case whatsoever, man. And
Right.
I just wanted you to chime in on that because I asked my guy last week how he felt about it. And it's something I just, it doesn't resonate with me well at all, bro. It's like you said, tasteless is the mic drop word. You should not. That's a line you should not cross. And
especially nobody's nobody's mother, nobody's wife.
Right, kids.
First of all, respect the players and their families, and then you disrespecting women on some like cursing at them or like any kind of like chill, man. Come on.
That's uncalled for.
It's uncalled for.
If I see someone like how I grew up, Los, I'm from, I'm an uptown cat. I'm not really a street dude. I'm a hood dude. I'm not a street dude. I'm a guy from the hood. But there's a code. You know what I'm saying? If you see a woman being disrespected in front of you, you got to make your presence known that there's a man standing here. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna violate a woman in front of me. Never. That's never flown in front of me. Never ever.
Yeah. Even if you get your ass whooped, you got to stick up for.
You got to stand up for the ladies, man. You can't let that happen. That don't fly. That can't happen. But jumping off that, let's get off that. Let's get before we get high and go somewhere else. Let's get into some baseball, some Mets baseball stuff.
Yeah.
Within the division, who do you see challenging the New York Mets for that National League East crown?
Man, I think it's the Braves, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? I think that they're a good team. They have great players, young players. They got some pitching. They got some experience. They're well-rounded. You know what I'm saying?
They have a great lineup. That lineup is incredible.
Yeah, they have a great lineup. Also speaking on that, I know Zuna is not playing with them, and that's good. Get him up out of here. Have a deep team. You know what I'm saying? They have they could give us a fight, man. And I don't want to say I'm concerned about them, but I the way we're playing right now with being depleted as we are, when we get back healthy, I want to see us like really give it to them and show them, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is our division now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the boys is back.
Right. So it's the Braves. The Braves are the formidable foe.
To me, what do you think, man?
Yeah. No, I mean, to me, it's either the Braves and the Phillies, because the Phillies, they have some pieces over there. But the thing with both those teams, both bullpens are suspect.
Yeah.
So that's where I see us being.
Yeah.
We have the how do you say it? We have the jump on them because our bullpen is probably one of the best in baseball right now. So and it's crazy because in the beginning of the season, that was like our biggest concern, right?
Yeah,
we were like, if I would have asked you in spring training, Los, what's your biggest concern? You would have been like,
open. And then Seth Lugo wasn't there. You'd have been like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
You wouldn't know. You wasn't thinking Familia was gonna give you what he's been giving you.
No, never.
And
you always worried and shaky over the last been here. But last year he was showing. We'll talk about Diaz a little later.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. So this season, 2021, which Mets player has surprised you the most with their performance?
And that's where I'll lead into Diaz being my surprise player. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people beat up Diaz. A lot of people was like, but what about Kelenic? Like, people would just love that game. And it's like,
he's hitting 108 right now, by the way.
He's hitting 108. But to have Diaz pitch close to what he was pitching in Seattle. He's bringing back that trumpet entrance music. I
That's
think
crazy.
him. I think he's my surprise player this year, man. He was his stats is crazy. I can't even think of him off the top. I know he's like 9 for 10 or
Yes.
and is that his exact stats? Something like that.
He's 9 for 10 in safe situations.
In safe situations. But the boy, yesterday he was a little wild in his first pitching to
Tatis.
It was Tatis. And
then again, that's Tatis. He's all world right now.
Yeah. So sometimes, you gotta like make
pitch around him. You can't
off that plate. Get out of here.
And then you can't lay a fat one there because if he hits one out the park, that wakes up that lineup. They're gonna they're more focused. That's the leadoff guy. So he had to work around him.
But Diaz is my surprise, and also if I can give another one, I would give Jonathan Yard, man.
Yeah, that was mine. That's mine.
That's a great pick, man. Those are my top two. But getting him when we picked him up, I was like, and then we need to build a bench. If you're as good as your next man, as the person beside you, and him, losing JD Davis earlier in the season and then having him step up, he's really been a boost of runs and defense, and I think he's a little spark plug in there, man.
He is, and then if you think about it too, this is a guy that started everywhere else he's played. You know what I'm saying? He's never really been a bench dude. You know what I'm saying? So for him to swallow his pride a bit and take a step back and go to the bench, that was impressive too. And to be ready. He just came in, boom, paid dividends right away. He strikes out a lot, but when the man gets on base, he's a problem.
Yeah, and also you say he strikes out a lot, but his base running could be, detrimental at some points. But then at some points, you got to be like, wow, what a great play on the bases.
Yeah, man.
Take that. If you want that, you got to be able to take the good with the bad. And he's been good on the bases.
It's a gamble when you're running. It's a gamble, and that's a gamble that he's willing to take on his speed because his speed is good. And he's just savvy, man. His baseball. Remember when he scored on that infield ground ball from second base?
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that. That's not stuff that's not analytical baseball. That's not something you see.
That's a feel.
That's the feel.
That's feel that you get. You have to have that in you to that those. You got to have those balls in you to go after those plays. And I get thrown out, but if I don't. Man, I'm helping this.
You got to run. That's right.
The position to score these runs when we're not really scoring. When we're not at 100%. Of players that we should be having.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a breath of fresh air that see somebody that's playing the game with reckless abandon like that. You know what I'm saying? You appreciate that. You want guys to go all out like that, to see that they appreciate their job and they're willing to put their bodies on the line. For our entertainment, essentially. It's crazy.
And no lie, we was a little concerned about JD Davis defensively at third. And, he's really, I know Lindor is a beast on the left side at shortstop, but VR has also helped that left side. That left side is kind of...
It's patched up. It's definitely patched up, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's why they have a lot of defensive runs saved. That's a stat that Gary Cohen brought up last night.
Yes.
Metric. He was saying that the Mets defensively, they're the best defensive team saving runs against. So in part, you got to take that because JD Davis hasn't been playing third base. VR at third has helped that. Of course, the shifts, the analytic shifts and all that have played a part into it, but it's also JD not being in that third base spot.
Yeah, bro. I agree with all that. 100%, man. It's exciting, man.
So, since the season started, Los, have your expectations for the Mets changed at all?
Yo, I'm not even on front. If you look back on some of my lives, I've said, and I threw myself on I went all out, bro. I said we're a 100-win team.
Okay.
It's on video. It's on live. I said we were a 100-win team, and I feel like that we're gonna stick to that. I feel like we down a lot, but when we get back on, it's gonna be crazy, man. I feel like we're gonna go on runs. We've been on a 7-game winning streak this year already.
Yes, 7 and 5.
Right. I believe we could do better than that.
No, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We're playing with nothing really in you know, uh when we back.
When you say it though, like I get hype, I made that hype sound, but the facts is that you're absolutely right. This team hasn't even played at full strength, and its superstar player has been struggling this entire time. Now we're starting to see Francisco Lindor take better swings at the plate,
Right.
Work out better at bats. You notice that like when they need a base runner, somehow Francisco Lindor manages to work out a walk and get on base.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
even though what we're paying him for is to hit the ball out the park, but he recognizes that his timing ain't all there yet. So he's doing whatever it takes for him to get the next guy up. You know, he trusts his teammates, and I like that. He's a natural born leader, and one of my guys said he's going to be captain of the Mets soon, and I see it happening.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want to disagree with you on one thing. I don't think that we would be signing to hit the ball out the park.
No, you know, when I say you know, more than just a walk, you know,
yeah,
that spark it, hit a double, yeah. You know that. You know, when I say hit the ball out the park, I was just being a little ambitious. You feel me?
Right.
But you're absolutely right. We're not paying him to hit home runs. We're paying him to be a run producer, which is different.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
I get it.
I'm excited, man. He's starting to heat up. He even said, "Yo, I'm back to being a run scorer, you know, producing for this team." Yeah, I don't know if he said verbatim, but you know, man, it's so exciting to see him click in, to see Pete back off the injured list.
Dom is starting to hit the ball with power to the opposite field.
Dom is waking up, and anybody we put in center field is you know. I hope Almora, is Almora right? Like I'm still thinking about that crash that he gave.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
Out there. Something happens to him, and the next man up steps up, man.
Steps up. This is something that we haven't really seen from Mets teams, because usually, what was that season, Los, that everybody got hurt? Was it 14 that everybody got hurt?
I think it was probably 14, yeah.
Everybody got hurt, and it went the opposite. It just tanked. It went downhill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the complete opposite. People went down, and we flourished. We still play ball.
Shout out to our management that has built this little, you know, they were building the bench, you know, throughout the offseason. They were building the bench. They were getting Pilar. Like, why are we getting Kevin Pilar?
Yeah.
Pilar gonna play. Nemo, we have Conforto.
Yeah, exactly.
And now
we're seeing the fruits of those signings. I don't know if you remember, but last week, I was talking to my guy last week, Manny, and we were having kind of like this same segue right now that you and I are having. And those signings you mentioned, like Pilar, Almora, VR, Janeshri Vargas, and Pedraza, those signings happened within 1 week. They made all those moves within 1 week. And when I saw those, I was like, Vargas, I didn't know too much about, only that he won the MVP of the Puerto Rican League.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
That's the only thing I knew about him. And then Peraza, I'm like, you know, that guy, he started a few years in Cincinnati. And then Almora was a backup center fielder that got some run that we saw. He was pretty good. Pilar, former Gold Glove in Toronto. VR, you know, had an all-star caliber season 1 year. You know, these are guys that could play baseball. So I was just like, what do we need these guys for? And then I'm like, depth. That when they kept saying that, and we're seeing that, it's like next man up. You said it, next man up, next man up, next man up. It's just wow. And then the craziest part though is watching Almora run into that fence, watching Pilar get drilled in the nose, and watching Vargas run into that fence.
Yes.
Yo, 3 center fielders, like, just dropping like that. It's crazy. Yeah. And to still be in first place.
And still in first place. Nemo, I think his finger is still messed up.
Yeah, the guy Manny was telling me last week that they think it's nerve related.
When it's nerve related,
the surgery is possible. That's what they're talking about. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's scary. You know, this management has built a lot of this stuff in the off season, and don't be surprised that when the All-Star break comes, which is not that far away.
Not that far. Yeah. Which that's leading me to my next question for you. You segueing it right into my next question. With that coming up in July, of course, everybody knows July is the big month. That's where the teams that are in the cellar become sellers, and the teams that are aspiring to go and win the World Series, win their divisions, become buyers, start spending that money. Who do you see the Mets going out there? Is there a player that you see the Mets that can go out there and can make an immediate impact on this team?
I know I spoke about VR, and I love him at third. But I know a lot of Mets fans have been wanting Chris Bryant, being that he's so good at playing third, but he could also play left field.
Yeah,
like you play left field, and you play and like you playing like this, and we could have or we could have VR in the outfield, and have him play third, or have VR play second. Like but what are we gonna give up for him? So that's a big thing for me. I would love Chris Bryant, or a player who's sort of that kind of player, and Eugenio Suarez, the third from Cincinnati.
He's good. Good ball player.
Or a pitcher like Sonny Gray, who's I think his ERA is like above 300, like 350, 360 right now. But I would love I know we have pitchers ready to come back, but you can never have too many pitches if you want to go deep.
Word.
Playoffs, man.
I feel you. And just for YouTube Nation and for Mets fans out there that watch Bearded Mets Banter, that's 4 for 4 that say Chris Bryant will be a great addition to this New York Mets team.
Oh, it has yeah, that's dope.
That's 4 for 4.
Yeah.
4 for 4, bro. I got goosebumps. That's why, like, if you watch the video, I'm gonna have the big cheese smile when you say Chris Bryant, because I think
he can play left field
piece
too. If Mikey isn't gonna be coming back for a while, but the thing is, what's the big thing is, if you get Chris Bryant and you get Michael Conforto back, Jeff McNeil back, what do you do with VR? I don't know what you're gonna do with JD Davis with those two if you got Chris Bryant. So what happens is, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, you good. Everything. Look, the points you're making are 100% valid. But you know what?
Why would you get
these are good problems to have, Los.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So what would you do? What happens if you have all these healthy players? Do you sit VR?
Yeah. Eventually, VR's gonna be what JD Davis was in terms of playing the field. VR's gonna get more defensive reps. JD Davis 2019, he was super valuable off the bench.
Right.
Remember, he was clutch. He was getting us clutch home runs.
I was at a lot of those swings.
He could play third every once in a while. It's not going to be something, of course, there's going to be days that we're going to need Chris Bryant to go to the outfield. And Villar might spell McNeil at second. And then we put JD at third. These are good problems to have. I like what you said is the concerns are real. They're genuine. Yeah. But I feel like these are good problems to have, bro.
Unless you trade players like, if you get JD Davis,
you would include a JD in a trade.
You would have to, in a way. I think that would be too. You would have to have.
It'll be a logjam.
Yeah, you would need to. The clubs are going to want
some major league ready player, right?
Yeah, so you got to include a couple players in the prospect, or a player and a couple prospects.
I'm as long as the prospects are named Ronnie Mauricio, Pete Crow Armstrong, and my man Francisco Alvarez, we good money.
Or Brett Beatty.
You see, like Brett, yeah, those are 4. Those 4 are untouchable. Mark Vientos, I could trade away. I don't want them to trade away JT Ginn or Matt Allen either.
Right. Matt Allen either. Yeah, I like Matt Allen.
So those are the ones that I really essentially would like the Mets to keep. But we know that a trade for Bryant is going to command one of those guys. As long as it's not Armstrong, Mauricio, Batty, or Alvarez, those 4 right there. For me, those 4 are, I said it last week to my man Manny, those 4 remind me of, like, remember the core 4, the Yankees had when these kids, in my eyes, for like what I've seen, little video and what I've read, the scouting report, these kids could be that for us. And I'm hoping.
Yeah, and like Steve Cohen said, you want to build from the inside. We don't want to just buy everything up and trade everything away. We've tried to trade everything away for stuff. Build up what you have, you build these plants that you have and watch them grow and be fruitful for, for years to come. I know we traded, we brought up Kalenic. I know we traded him away, but to have that good of a closer, that means something. If you're going to trade something, you need something really, really good for it. But
Right.
I agree with you, not those top four.
Right. I mean, and the Kelnick deal, it's unfortunate because what happened right there was an inexperienced Brody Van Wagenen got played. He got played hard because the Mets were already, like, I don't mean to like pull off a Band-Aid or nothing like that, but that wound should have been healed. So there shouldn't be a Band-Aid, because that was already a few years ago that we made that deal. That's why I say this. But he got screwed because we were already taking on Cano's money. He did not need to include Kelnick in that deal. What we were giving up was already good enough. He did not have to throw in Kelnick because us taking that $20+ million that Cano is making, that should have been more than enough to make that deal happen.
Yeah, man, Brody.
And you know what's crazy though, Los? You want to look something crazy? Please don't kill me. Don't kill me. His first year as GM, that was the year Jacob deGrom won his first Cy Young. So we went early and they gave it was the Jacob deGrom bobblehead day. So we sitting, my wife had gotten tickets and we were sitting like 3 rows from the Mets dugout. And and Brody was like right in my face. And I was like, good job so far, Brody. Yo, I so regret those words.
Yeah, that was you. You jinxed it, bro.
I was like, good job so far, Brody. Se fue a mierda.
Yeah, it was a wrap after.
Yeah, so my guy, the very last question that I have for you on this banter today, it's Mets related because it's gear wise, but it's more for you personally. Your vintage Mets gear, do you sell it? Do you have a business with it? You anywhere? Nah.
I don't sell. I like once in a blue, I'll be like, yo, I'm selling this. That's just out of the collection that, sometimes you gotta like purge to make space and, recycle pieces. I have other friends who collect and we trade, or I'll buy something off of them, or I'll sell them something, or I'll just put it on my page. But I don't really sell nothing, none of my collection really, man. But what I wanted to do was, a lot of people, I'm into the vintage game, and I know a lot of people who have vintage stuff. I'm gonna have people on just selling. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have people on my lives at some point just selling vintage Mets gear or just anything, a bobblehead, whatever. You have Mets related, and try to build like a little like community like that too, man. I have a lot of fucking ideas, bro. Like for real.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
I've seen you from a minute, and I know I don't know if I've before I jumped on your live we spoke, but I used to try to like your shit, and I jumped on your live one day and I told you, yo, you're gonna come on, and I've been watching you just like we've been watching each other. I appreciate everything you're doing.
Oh, no doubt. I appreciate your support as well, man. That's at the end of the day, that's what we try to do. We try to build a network. You know what I'm saying? That's all this is for me. It's to build a network of other fans. Yo, bro, I just moved out to North Carolina. I've been living in North Carolina for 3 months now, and this is my way to stay in touch with the fan base.
Bro, how is it out there, bro?
Yo, it's nice, man. It's there's a lot of work out here. Stuff is nice, man. It's
nice.
White,
it's beautiful too, right? It's pretty too.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yo, I know we're talking about the Mets gear. If you want to just show a couple hats to the people.
Baby, go right ahead. Please show us what you got. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Los presenting some of his vintage collection Mets hats.
So July 1st is coming up, right?
Okay.
What is July 1st? July 1st is Bobby
Bonilla Day. So
I got this right here. This is a vintage Zubaz, Bobby Bonilla with 25. His little autograph right there. It's embroidered in.
Nice.
Got the Bonilla number 25 in the back. Anybody who's into hats, this is a vintage Zubaz.
And for the people that don't know, Los, let them know what Zubaz is. It's that pattern that's on the bill.
Yeah, Zubaz is like this. When you ever seen this kind of like pattern Then you know what Zubaz is. You know, they make a lot of teams back in the day. They still do. But this is a nice on July 1st. Y'all getting a sneak peek to this, man. On July
That's fly. I like
1st.
that. I like
You
that.
know, a lot of people hate Bonilla, but it's still a nice fucking piece, man.
Make your move, baby. Make your move.
So also, when was it that the Mets fired
Willie?
Randolph?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was sometime in July in
Right?
2008.
Yeah. So this is a same kind of Bobby Bonilla, Zubaz. This Willie Randolph one.
Yo, that's from 92?
Off the top of my head, bro, I can't even tell you if it's from 92. I believe is I don't want to give you exact year but it's from the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's 92 because that they played on the same team together that year.
That. So yeah, it should be from 92. I appreciate you clarifying that, man.
No worry, no doubt. You know, like when we post this, the guy that's gonna actually verify that is my man Manny. Manny will drop the jewels. Yo, Manny, man.
So
hit us up with the date on that.
Follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Link me to him.
Yes, I will. You'll see. We'll link up. You'll see. This is a good family on Twitter.
The Bobby, the Randolph.
Wow.
And this is something similar to that. This one right here is the all blue.
Oh, that's Doc.
That's Dwight Gooden, number 16.
And that's an embroidered autograph.
Yeah, well, this one isn't embroidered, actually. This one looked like it's heat pressed.
Gotcha.
These other ones, these are embroidered on, the Willie Randolph, but this one feels like it's like, what?
But considering that that's an old hat as well.
Oh,
that thing is in impeccable shape.
So it isn't a Zubaz, but it's made by the same AJD company.
I remember that. I remember that logo on the hats. Oh my god.
Yeah. So those are 3 little hats that I was showing y'all. I could show you mad shit, bro. Like I got tons of stuff, bro. You know, a big thing of mine is the Looney Tune shirts. I love like 90s Looney Tunes sportswear. So this right here is
I saw that on the gram. You had that on the gram.
Yeah. This is one that I've shown with the Tweety throwing the ball.
Yes.
Look at the little fans in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tail of the fans. But on the back, while Tweety's throwing it,
Bugs is waiting.
That with Taz as the catcher and Timothy Sam as the ump.
As the blue. Oh, what I like about that is how well preserved the Mets logo is, man. It's so bright and still real, you know. It's crazy.
Yeah. I got like Betty the Boo. This is from this is from
is it like 89?
Oh. This is from 92.
92.
See.
Oh, okay.
92.
But I remember those patterns, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love these like vintage Mets gears pieces. Just my little niche.
Let me ask you, do you find? I remember when I was young in the late 80s, early 90s, they used to do the caricatures of the major league players with like big heads and big teeth.
Oh yeah, man. You would have told me before, bro. I got all of that, bro.
That's crazy. So we can save that for another joint, or even when we jump on yours, man.
Yeah. Damn.
So are there Los? Are there places that oh, here we go.
I'm sorry, bro. This is the
yo, I had that shirt, my dude.
Yeah,
I had that shirt as a little
boy.
This
is from 1988.
I had that shirt as a little boy, bro.
I have a Doc Gooden one too. I just can't find it. Believe me, I got it. I just I'm throwing the shirts.
I just got mad goosebumps when I saw that. That vintage stuff, I love it, man.
It
brings back those feelings again, man.
I have a jacket that I posted, and a dude hit me up. He said, "Yo, man, thank you for posting this jacket, man. My pops had this jacket. My pops had passed. He's saying his pop passed away, and seeing me in that jacket, he was like, yo, that shit is beautiful, man. It reminds me of my dad. I'm sweating in here." But he was like, yo, it reminds me of my dad, man. Thank you for. I was like, damn, man, that's deep. Yo, my condolences, man. And I haven't been collecting this since a little kid. I wasn't wearing these sizes as a kid.
Right.
To grab pieces and people tell me, yo, this is a beautiful piece. I had it, like you just said, like, so.
That's fire, man. I mean, what you do, it's fresh. It's something that it's original, Los. I'm gonna be honest with you. As far as Mets goes, Mets,
Yeah.
you're the first.
Thank
You set the trend for me. You was the first dude. Like when I'm gonna tell you, I forgot how it was that I saw it. Somebody shared one of your posts on Instagram, and I was like, yo, I haven't seen this sweater in years.
Right.
And I was just like, click, and I hit the follow button.
Thank you,
and
man.
ever since then, no pun intended, I've been mesmerized with the joints
Thank
that you
you.
post. And it's just fresh. It's something that we need to see. And Yolos, real quick, are you part of any groups or anything on social media that's Mets related?
Nah, man.
So like I know there's groups like, because you had told me before you was down with like Cultured Mets.
Yeah, still got some people's but that just didn't work out at the time.
Copy that.
Everybody who's been a part of that, I got love for them, but it just didn't work how we all wanted it to work.
Got you. I mean, I could take this out the.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I don't have nothing. It's genuine. I got love for everybody. I still talk to, we still talk. Just.
Yeah, so skip that. I'll dead that. That's not gonna be in there. Yeah, but as far as like, is there anywhere that you could point people to if they want to look into the vintage game as well?
Yo, if y'all want to look into like the vintage game, I'm a part of like a hat community, and their page is at WWVSE.
VSE.
Worldwide Vintage Snap Exchange. So it's all snapbacks, really. So it's the Worldwide Vintage Snap Exchange. They're super dope. If you want knowledge on the hats side of things, but if you want knowledge of like vintage, just go follow like there's a page called 1980 something and co, and they do lives and auctions. The vintage game is super cool. It's nostalgic, and you saving the environment.
Yeah, you are. You getting stuff that's recycled, stuff.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Used.
Yo, I came from wearing my uncle's stuff, and my mom wasn't buying me everything brand new. I was recycling clothes from a kid. I mean, I came from fucking Havana and wearing my uncle's, shirts and pants. So, we take good care of these things, and we wash them and treat them very, very well, before we wear them. I have an extensive like way of cleaning my hats. I got steamers and shapers and all kind of stuff to treat. And this thing is called a hat shaper. This was made in the Philippines by somebody in the Philippines. And this right here is basically just a jug, right? I don't know if it had, like some water, oil or something in there, but they took that, put cushion inside of it, and put a leather over it. So now when you want to clean your hats, you clean your hat, right? And then you get something like the steamer, and you steam. You ever seen a hat that it looks beat up and all?
Yes. And real ring?
Yeah. Like, yo, that shit is done. Nah. I've learned to like wash and treat these hats correctly, and shape them back into
bringing them back to life.
You know what I mean?
Wow. You see that? So those are tricks to the game that a lot of people don't know to keep these products alive. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what. And the vintage game you got to respect, not just for sports memorabilia, just the vintage game and clothing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just because my wife loves vintage, and
me too.
When we go to like, we're gonna go to do something like themed. If it's like 20s themed, we go to a vintage store. We try to find some pieces for the time.
That's dope. Cover. Shout out to her.
It's dope, man. And I like I said, I do appreciate what you bring to the game because it's fresh on a New York Mets level. And like I said, you're the first I've seen do it. And I just had to bring you on, because you have a platform. But, as Mets fans and as baseball fans, I just want to spread the word, spread the knowledge. Like, yo, Follow this brother. People, this
Yeah.
is Los. You have any social media, anything you want to plug away right now? Let the
Yo,
people know where you
my
can find
social media is at VNTG_Mets, vintage Mets. That's all, you know, I'm promoting. Shout out to everybody who's helped contribute to, you know, anything that I've been doing or, you know, inspired me. I'm inspired by everybody, man. So everybody continue doing what you're doing. I hope I inspire y'all, and I continue to hope that people inspire me. That's what this is about. You know, you see the Brooklyn right here.
Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn way. This is a Mets community that we should continue building in the right way, man.
Word. I totally agree with that, man. I mean, we are one fan base. You know, I've never done anything like travel to go see the Mets, but that's something that I have to do now, living
Yeah,
in
so
North
do I. I
Carolina.
haven't either.
So
I have plans to have, but I gotta do that.
I'm going to Pittsburgh in July with 7 Line.
7 Line?
Yeah.
Damn, I've seen that shit sell out fast too. Not sell out, but I think it did sell out. But
It sold out.
Numbers was, so yeah, I seen. I was like, damn, one
Yeah.
off, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy because originally Darren had gotten he's the owner of 7 Line, Darren.
He came on the live. I had him on the live.
Yeah, he had 1,000. He had 1,000 tickets. When they sold out, when they were about to sell out, he called Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was like, "Yo, we'll give you another 200 more." So he sold 1,200, bro.
That's sick.
We're gonna be 1,200 deep in that piece on that Saturday, July.
Pittsburgh is not ready. I don't think there's gonna be 1,200 Pittsburgh fans there.
Nah, I don't think so. It's gonna be loud in there, that's for sure. I'm most excited though, you know, to walk the Roberto Clemente Bridge and take pictures of this.
I know, man.
That's what I'm there for, man.
Fire. And I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Take some good pictures of the.
I definitely will. I'll probably try to go live out there. You know, who knows? But yeah, man. As always, Los, I always enjoy sharing with you, my brother, Mets baseball. Before we go, I want you to look out there to the Mets fans and give them something to look forward to for the season, like to ease them a little bit, like to try to pump their brakes a little bit.
Yo, check it out, man. This vintage Mets, man. I'm letting y'all know that you gotta believe. How long have y'all been Mets fans? Yeah, we've disappointed each other many of times. But yo, this is a different vibe. This is a different, and even if it isn't, you still gotta support your team. Stop shitting on your players. Stop trying to be negative. Be a good fan. It doesn't hurt to say, yo, Rojas did a good job. Oh, we'll get him tomorrow, Lindor. What kind of we stop that negativity, man. Stop that negativity. Be positive, man. Go out there, root for your team. If it's not at the stadium, at home, if you were on the go, just watching it on your phone, continue to share, you know, your love for the Mets and the team, and we're gonna be there, man. I'm very, very confident, and I'm positive we're gonna be in the playoffs, man. I said it, yeah.
Word up, Mets fans. You heard it from my man Los at Vintage Mets. Once again, it's your boy Chente Camacho signing off. I thank you guys for tuning in. Peace and love. Once again, thanks to Vintage Mets. Los, I appreciate you for being here.
Yo, appreciate you.
Yo, peace and love. Signing off for Bearded Mets Banter. We out.
This is a Mets Willits Point bound 7 local train. The next and last stop is Mets Willits Point.